Hey. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. I essentially just slammed my rib cage into the corner of the table. Today, 10 of the biggest fragrance brands in the world and the best fragrances that they make if you're after a little positive attention, which of course a lot of people are. Everything linked in the description. The way that I'm gonna do this is 2 fragrances per brand. So I'm gonna give you the top 2 choices. If there are other ones that work really well, I'll let you know what those are also, but we're sticking to just 2 per brand. We're gonna hit most of the big names, starting with whichever fragrance I grab first. YSL. Myself, Absolute. This right here, if I were gonna pick one fragrance from the entire house, this is the one I would go with as far as just positive attention, ease of use, compliments, all of that, which is really what most people end up buying fragrances for. You know, they go into their local Ulta, Macy's, Sephora, wherever, and they're just like, look, I'm gonna level with you here. I really just want women to say I smell good. That's why I'm here, okay? If we can cut through the BS, okay? I'm not looking for anything super artistic. I just want women to say I smell good and boost my confidence. That's all I want. My father didn't love me. My mother beat me growing up. My pet turtle went to a farm and I never saw it again. This is what they're gonna hand to you. They also might suggest therapy. That would be good as well. But alongside Myself Absolute, also gonna go with this. Y Eau de Parfum. And this is really the powerhouse combo at this point. Y EDP is the steady Y fragrance. It's the one that just always works, that people always reach for. It's got the performance, it lasts, it projects, it's got a great mixing of fresh and sweet elements together. It's the most popular, best-selling Y fragrance, and this is why. Now, when it comes to Y, honestly, if you don't like the Eau de Parfum, if say you prefer the Eau de Toilette, or the new iced cologne, or one of the other editions, Y Elixir, something like that, those will also work really well. So don't take this as me saying Y Eau de Parfum dominates, all the other Ys are trash. That's not the case. And then when it comes to Myself, they do have a new one that's dropping, the Eau de Toilette Intense, but I don't have that one yet, haven't smelled it, and as of when I'm filming this, it hasn't popped up for sale, so who knows like where that one is gonna fall. But the newest besides that is this one, and Absolute is just, again, a great mix of fresh and sweet, not as sweet as Y over here, but it still has a nice touch of it. Very attention grabbing, super clean, ultra easy to wear. And I do want to give a shout out also to the other Myself fragrances. Those work super well. And of course, La Nuit de L'Homme, but just 2, those. All right, up next, let's do Versace Dylan Blue and also Eros Eau de Parfum. Now again, if we're talking other fragrances that work really well, Mano Fraiche, solid. The original Versace Pour Homme, maybe a little simple, but very easy to wear. And Eros Flame, great choice as well. These 2 though, the heavy hitters, Dylan Blue, that goes to battle with Sauvage, with Bleu de Chanel, with Y. But it's cheaper than all of those at discounters, which can make it more attractive if you wanna, keep that budget a little bit tighter. And then Eros Eau de Parfum, for me, better than the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette comes across a little bit more youthful, juvenile, depending on how you want to look at it. The way the sweetness hits is a little bit more synthetic. Still a great fragrance, still really, really easy to wear. Definitely not just a clubbing fragrance, but the Eau de Parfum smells elevated. It smells better put together. And you can wear that pretty much whenever you want. It's another one that has great performance. So I will say, yeah, whenever you want, but middle of summer, dial it down a little bit. But these 2 right here, certified. People love them. Let's do Paco up next. And this one was hard, which I guess actually I should have said Raban, because they dropped the Paco from the name and it's just Raban now. But when I say Paco, you know what it is. So yeah, like I was saying, this is a really difficult one to nail down to 2, because by and large, the whole Paco Rabanne aesthetic is make it loud, make it sweet, make it grab attention, and that's pretty much it. And that goes down to the bottles too. They make those things as tacky as possible. Let's go. So with them, going with 1 Million Elixir, and then Invictus Aqua. And the Invictus Aqua, that one was tough because I was thinking Invictus Victory Elixir. I am in love with Invictus Victory Elixir. It is really, really vanilla forward. So is this. 1 Million Elixir, very vanilla forward, and this stuff right here works exceptionally well. It has a touch of rose in there to help give a little juxtaposition against the sweetness. And then Invictus Aqua, tried, tested, and true. And I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to Invictus Aqua, the proof is kind of, in a weird way, in the pudding. So they came out with the original version, they discontinued it. People freaked out. They brought it back with a new bottle, but it didn't smell the same. People freaked out. This time in a bad way. Then they brought it back again, this time in a similar looking bottle to the first time, and it smells similar to the first time, and people freaked out. This time positively. So we had a positive freak out, a negative freak out, a positive freak out. And all you have to do is look at how many different fragrances smell similar to Invictus Aqua to know this stuff rips. Whether you're talking designers like Legend Spirit by Montblanc, or even clone fragrances like Nitro Red, which got heavily hyped and smells a bit similar to this. So these right here, this is what I would go for: fall, winter, spring, summer. Now this isn't one of the official fragrances in the list, but Michael Malone, their most complimented, well, this, Arashi Reef, and that's weird. It's one that I did. I'm biased. Yes, I am. So yeah, this is a fragrance that I creatively directed, released underneath the Michael Malone brand. And this one is very much a tropical powerhouse. It's got notes like passion fruit pulp, tangerine, lemon zest, papaya blossom, and even coral reef. It smells a little bit similar to Herba Pura, not the exact same, but in that family, in that style. And women love it. Didn't go for enough. That one you can find in every Perfumania and fragrance outlet store in the entire United States. So if you have one nearby, stop in, check it out. You can also find it linked in the description below, along with the other fragrance that I creatively directed, French Quarter. But we need a brand next that is not Michael Malone. We need a brand with 2 fragrances. Dolce Gabbana. Light blue, Pour Homme. This is the Eau de Parfum, and also the one, also the Eau de Parfum. And this is the new version of the Eau de Parfum, so if you look for this fragrance nowadays at retail stores, it's gonna be this version. But the old version, which is now being discontinued / is discontinued, that stuff works really well also. Actually one of my most complimented of all time. To be fair, it's been out for a while, but still. So the reason I rolled with the Eau de Parfum version of Light Blue, a little more push to it, a little more longevity to it. It's the type of fragrance that will grow on you and grow on you. Nice balance of woodiness and aquatic freshness. It's that type of fragrance you can rock with all year, even though most people would consider it a summertime release. And then the new version of the one, the new EDP, this stuff ramps up the longevity, ramps up the projection compared to the original Eau de Parfum, but it still maintains that sort of rich, ambery tobacco sweetness that people love. So both of these, easy winners. And it is kind of, again, more fall, winter, spring, summer if you did want to divvy it out that way. Dior up next. Yeah, Christian Dior. And this one, this one made me kind of want to puke, if I'm honest with you guys. Sauvage Eau de Parfum. And there's nothing wrong with Sauvage Eau de Parfum. That's not giving me any kind of issues internally. The issue is this, Dior Homme Parfum, the new version. Look, if we're just talking positive compliments, we're talking ease of use, the new Dior Homme Parfum is excellent, but it does have baggage. And the baggage is, it's replacing the original Dior Homme Parfum, which for a lot of people, myself included, is one of the better designer fragrances ever. Yeah. But again, all of that said, this new Dior Homme Parfum, and what it does really well. It's kind of an intro to iris fragrances because it does open up with a beautiful iris. Smooth, soft, a little sweet, attention grabbing, elegant, all of that at once. And it fades fairly quickly, the iris note, and then settles into more of a vanilla forward scent profile, which is gonna kind of bring it in line with a lot of stuff that's come out here lately. So it's definitely, absolutely more of a contemporary modern fragrance compared to the original Dior Homme Parfum. But the main thing is, you know, when you compare them side by side, one is like, oh, a masterpiece, and the other one is like, oh, a really super well done modern scent. But if we're talking compliments, that stuff rules. And when it comes to Sauvage, yeah, you can't beat this stuff. If we're talking compliments, for me, the Eau de Parfum is the best bet. A little bit smoother, a little more vanilla in there compared to the original Eau de Toilette. Really, really good performance. So easily gonna get you noticed. And it is a jack of all trades type of fragrance. You can rock with this whenever you want. Also, shout out to Sauvage Elixir. I love that stuff. I think it's absolutely killer. One of the better designer fragrances out there, period. But these two just edged it out. Valentino is up next. And at this point, Valentino is basically just all born in Roma. And so I've got two of those. Got Intense and also Coral Fantasy. It's like dad and son, nice. And this is one of the safest lines out there, period. Like if you just want something that is a mix of, as I kind of mentioned earlier, fresh and sweet at the same time, Valentino does that really well. You could also go Extra Dose. That one's really nice. Purple Melancholia, that one would work well. The original Born in Roma, Yellow Dream, like any of those. But I think if you're just whittling it down, for me, it's these two. So Born in Roma Intense, this one, super simple, no breakdown. Basically lavender, vetiver, vanilla. It's clean, it's sweet, it's fresh, it's heavy. It has a lot going on, great performance. It will get you noticed. You can wear it pretty much year round. And then Coral Fantasy, this one has a really nice red apple note off the top, grabs attention immediately as it dries down, a really nice tobacco. And what I mentioned with Dior Homme Parfum being kind of like an intro iris fragrance, this one kind of an intro tobacco fragrance. The tobacco's not crazy, it's super palatable. Next up, we're gonna do one of the most hyped brands out there, Paul Gaultier. But before we do, codes to save money. Got a bunch of different discount codes. The one that I use the most personally is the Fragflex code, mainly just because it's easy. Also have codes for JOMASHOP for the perfume box and also Beauty House. I use that one frequently also. Beauty House, some amazing deals on different fragrances there. But yeah, use those codes, save yourself a little extra cash. JPG. And this one was really difficult. I brought it down to the ones that just work the best for me. So it's gonna be Le Beau Le Parfum and then also Scandal Absolute. Now I know a lot of people out there are like, no, you have to have Le Male Le Parfum or Le Male Elixir in there. You have to have one of those, or Paradise Garden. And that's kind of the problem because they have so many different ones that work really well. You whittle it down to two, it's kind of difficult. Elixir and Le Parfum both are absolutely amazing. So if you wanted to like swap one of these with one of those, if it works better for you, I wouldn't argue it a bit. I do think the Scandal line gets overlooked as far as how much attention that garners. Absolute is the best one for me. I think it's the best release in the lineup. The new Elixir is pretty good, but Absolute is better. And then the original is actually sneaky good, and so is the Parfum. So any of those Scandals, they are amazing in fall and winter. Le Beau Le Parfum year round. Tropical, creamy, sweet, great projection. You can rock this basically anytime. And yes, Paradise Garden and the original Le Beau are very good at pulling positive attention, but still, this one for me is the king. Let's go Gucci next. And unfortunately, Gucci at this point is basically the guilty fragrance brand. Kind of like Valentino over here is Born in Roma. Gucci forgot that they could technically have more than one fragrance line at once. So hopefully they remember that at some point. Maybe they could bring back like Gucci Pour Homme 1 and 2, Gucci Envy, Gucci Rush. There's a lot of options. They could have like, I don't know, like a retro line where they bring those back. That would be sick. But for now, we're talking Guilty. I'm gonna go Guilty Black, which is now known as Guilty Essence. Bottle looks the same, name changed. And then also Guilty Elixir. So obviously small bottle, Elixir name, more expensive. Guilty Elixir smells like Reflection Man mixed with Pegasus by Parfums Marly. It's another one that's really strong that does help as far as, you know, getting attention, because if they can't smell you, you know, you see how that could be a potential barricade. What do you think about my fragrance? You can't smell it. Well, give me a compliment anyway. Tell me it smells good. Imagine it smells good. This is gonna be for me more spring fall. Really nice scent. You can wear it casually or formally, either one. And then Guilty Black / Essence. This is actually more of a fresh aromatic scent with like white florals. It's really clean. It is a little green. It is not black. It's not a dark fragrance. It's not a really heavy fragrance. It's actually been a good seller ever since it came out. So it's pretty popular. But as far as just like the overall fragrance sphere, you know, it doesn't get talked about as much as you might expect. It's really solid. Prada up next, and this one hurts my soul. Prada L'Homme can work really well. Prada L'Homme Intense, absolutely. But for a lot of guys out there, they will smell those and think they're a little too powdery, a little too soapy. I don't think that. I think they're absolutely amazing. But a lot of guys are looking for things that are maybe a little bit more modern, I guess, if you want to call it that. And so I'm going Paradigm, and then Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum. Paradigm, very modern. It's not the same as YSL Myself, but it's a similar formula. Clean, classy, floral, slightly sweet, fresh, boom. And I know when you hear floral, you might think, well, no, I don't want to smell like a woman's fragrance. It's not like that. So you have over here orange blossom, you have over here geranium. It works unbelievably well, much better than you might expect, especially if you've smelled a ton of things. You might smell this and be like, that's a little run of the mill, guy. Yeah, maybe, but I'll tell you what, it works. And then Luna Rossa Ocean. This is, at least before Prada Paradigm came out, this is the best-selling Prada fragrance for men. The reason? It works really well. I mean, I know it sounds very dumbed down, very stupefied, but that kind of is how it works. If one fragrance from a brand crushes the others as far as sales, the reason it is crushing is because guys are buying it, they're wearing it, they're getting reactions, they're wearing it until it's empty, and then they're buying it again. So Luna Rossa Ocean, the Eau de Parfum. The Parfum, you can skip that. The Eau de Toilettes, you know, not bad for like an everyday type of scent profile, but the Eau de Parfum, that's gonna be your sweet spot, kind of like Eros Eau de Parfum over here. Armani, gonna wrap us up, and some big heavy hitters from there. Gotta go just two, so we're going Acqua di Gio, Parfum, and Stronger With You, absolutely. A few other fragrances to shout out, Armani Code Parfum, Armani Code Eau de Parfum, the original Eau de Toilette as well. And you could also go Profundo Eau de Parfum as far as Acqua di Gio goes. And with Stronger With You, to an extent, you could kind of take your pick of the litter. They all work really, really well. The one that works best for me is this one. So yeah, Acqua di Gio Parfum, this right here, your slightly darker take on the Acqua di Gio DNA, but you can still wear it whenever you want. Daytime, evening, summer, doesn't matter. It's Acqua di Gio. It's gonna work. Stronger With You, absolutely. Nice, sweet, powerful, and the additional rum that's in here just takes it to the next level. So these right here for Armani, technically this is Emporio Armani and this is Giorgio Armani, but who cares? And there we go, 10 of the biggest designer fragrance houses out there, and the 2 fragrances at the top of the hierarchy for each one if you're after being noticed. Obviously, there are some brands left out, Chanel, Montblanc, Azzaro, Guerlain, Hermes, a bunch of others, so maybe I'll do another version of this before too long and tackle those other brands. But this is good for now. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.